Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you today to talk about the golden opportunities that await us in Leo season. And by Leo season, of course, I mean that month when the sun is shining down on us up there from its own celestial home in the heart of the lion. If this is our first time together, my name is Patrick Geary. I'm an intuitive coach, astrologer, energy healer, and creative writer. And it's a delight to explore the energy of this month and all that awaits. So, before I dive in and talk about what I tuned into and what I received, I want to invite you to just take a moment to let your eyes close, to let your breath slow, and to just tune in to what you know about the month ahead. Notice anything that you see, anything that you hear, anything that you sense, anything you smell, touch, or even taste. Breathe it in. Bring it into your heart. And know that it's true. Breathe your eyes back open again, and let's take a look at this image I got for Leo season this year. As you see, it's a young boy. He's holding a gigantic teddy bear, and the two of them are looking straight into a mirror that says, "Love thyself." And this mirror is the shape of the sun, and it has this wonderful golden quality to it. And this image was so striking to me because it feels so loving. And we see this boy who is lovingly holding this teddy bear with this brilliant smile. The teddy bear is sharing that smile, I might add. But rather than looking to this teddy bear for comfort in a time of difficulty or dis-ease, he's proudly standing there next to the teddy bear, cuddling it, the two of them together, looking at this wonderful message that just beams out to both of them. A message that feels like, if anything, it's maybe a reflection of what they're already thinking, of what they're already feeling. Love thyself. And this feels like such a powerful and wonderful message to receive from the sun, to receive from the heavens, to remember that the foundation of everything that we do here in the universe is love, and that the foundation of your life as an individual is self-love. So it really is a chance to go back to basics in one of the most powerful ways I've ever seen. So with that in mind, I'm going to pull up one chart, and it's a chart that we'll look at together. This is what we call the ingress chart. So it is the moment when the sun enters into the sign of Leo. So here you see the sun at 0 degrees and 0 minutes of Leo. And the sun enters Leo just around 8:14 p.m. here in London on Wednesday, July 22nd. And that moment when the sun enters into the sign, it really gives us a sense for the quality of energy of this whole month. And of course, the sun will continue to move through Leo, and the rest of the planets will continue to move as well as the month continues. This is a picture of something in motion. And if you'd like to tune into what you can expect day by day as that motion unfolds, you're very welcome to subscribe and join me for part 2 of the video. And just looking at this chart is going to give you a wonderful overview of what this month offers in terms of golden opportunities. I really think about astrology as a way for us to be aware of the energy that is coming towards us, that we are about to be sitting in, and how we can best meet it to live our lives from this more joyful, creative, exploratory space. So with this in mind, I want to highlight one particular configuration that the sun is coming into as soon as it goes into Leo. And this is a truly extraordinary configuration. And I know there are astrologers who say this about all sorts of things, and truly everything is always unique. And also, there's a really spectacular lineup of the outer planets that's happening here just as we're entering into Leo season. We have Pluto sitting over here at 4 degrees of Aquarius. We have Neptune up here at 4 degrees of Aries. Uranus over here at 4 degrees of Gemini, and Jupiter here at 4 degrees of Leo. And as that sun is coming towards Jupiter, and as you can see, they're already very close. They're already in an applying conjunction, and it's only a matter of days before these two combine their light, before they truly share energy from that same place. So this is already being lit up as the month begins, and it has this wonderful anticipatory feeling of great change that is coming our way. And when I think about great change, and I think about it landing or materializing, there is something about this basket configuration. And if you look at this, you'll see here, this is a basket. I'll just draw these lines on so you can really get a sense of it. A basket that has incredible strength and stability. It has the ability to hold something, the ability to catch something, the ability to ground something. And with those outer planets really signifying large collective changes or shifts, it feels like there's some difference in our collective ability to hold self-love. And perhaps our collective ability to hold love for one another, as that naturally stems from self-love, since truly there is no separation. When we love ourselves, we love each other more. So this to me is a wonderfully inspiring configuration. And I'll break it down for you. I first just want to highlight some messages that I got as I was tuning in, and I took notes because these messages were very clear and very beautiful. So the message I got about the sun coming in to illuminate this particular basket configuration with Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and we could even give an honorable mention if we wanted up here to Saturn. As we see, Saturn is at 14 degrees of Aries, so it's not too far off this basket configuration. It's certainly with an orb of a conjunction with Neptune. So with all that in mind, the message I got was embrace self-love as the highest form of abundance. Bring it to meet your fear. Allow it to break apart your thoughts and use it to reimagine a you that is free to be fully here now. Oof. Even as I read those words again, they just get me right here. Wish I could say I invented them, but it's a delight just to be with that wisdom and to appreciate it as it flows through from the planets and from this configuration in particular. So if we break that down a little bit, embracing self-love is the highest form of abundance. This is a wonderful signature for Jupiter and for the sun coming together in Leo. Jupiter, a planet that is very often associated with abundance, and correctly so, a feeling of expansion, a feeling of greatness, a feeling of reaching up. And we think about Leo. Leo really is about, if anything else, self-love. The sun, the source of all love, the source of all light, the reminder that we sit at the center of our own universe, that we sit at the center of our world, that we are shining out and creating our lives. That it's like our world around us is a film, a movie that we are starring in. All of us are starring in our own movies. And what are we really here to do in that movie? We're here to learn that our story is wonderful. We're here to learn that it is worth it. We're here to learn that we are worth it. We are here to be in this place of self-love. And with Jupiter and the sun coming together, appreciating how that self-love, how really embracing yourself helps you to embrace abundance. It helps you to expand. It helps you to appreciate the support that is always around you, the characters who are just offset, who are waiting to bring you exactly what you need for whatever comes next. And then there's this next part. Bring it to meet your fear. So we're embracing self-love, and we're bringing it to meet our fear. Here I think about Pluto, that opposition with Pluto. Certainly with the sun and Pluto, we can run across fear. We can have deep feelings of insecurity, doubts about our self-worth, questions about whether we belong here at all, maybe even feeling lonely or alienated, in particular with Pluto and Aquarius. And here there's that invitation to show up to those feelings, not to fight them, not to resist them, but just to show up and say, I feel these things, I recognize them, I see how I could feel that way. I see the messages in my environment even that are suggesting that this is true. And I'm going to go deeper than that. Pluto is always a passport to go deep. So I'm going to go deeper than that, and I'm going to choose to love myself. And the more that we do that, the more that those messages melt away. Then we have this third part. So we're embracing self-love, we're bringing it to meet our fear, and we are allowing it to break apart our thoughts. This to me feels so much like this sun coming into contact with Uranus up here in Gemini. Gemini, very much a mental energy, very much associated with thinking and thought patterns. And Uranus, an energy that loves to disrupt, that loves to break apart, that loves to bring more light in, to create more freedom. And here it feels like if we start approaching our thoughts or engaging with our thoughts from a place of self love, how many of our thoughts and those mental structures, beliefs, and constructs we've developed are simply going to dissolve, are going to fall away. We might have a thought that we are not good enough. If we are able to bring a feeling of self love into this thought of, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, I can't handle it, this is too much, suddenly that thought starts to fall away. It starts to break apart. It needs to make room for the light of self love to shine through. So it's really this opportunity to change your mental dialogue. And then this last part, so we're embracing self love. We are bringing it to meet our fear. We're allowing it to break apart our thoughts, and we are using it to reimagine an us that is free to be fully here now. And this to me really feels like the energy of the sun in this trine with Neptune. Neptune in Aries in particular, this real sense of what it's like to be in this transcendent, fully embodied presence, to be here as the eternal you, as the you that is free, the you that is present, the you that is able to create his or her life or their life in any given moment. So there's something really wonderful and magical about this. As we embrace that self-love, it becomes the way that we imagine our reality. And how we imagine our reality is how we create it. I have a wonderful friend who talked about how in Aboriginal traditions and many other indigenous traditions, it is in the dream space where we create the life that we are living now, which is a wonderful inversion of this idea that our dreams are reflecting what's happening for us here. But no, what if it's the other way around? What if we really are imagining ourselves into where we are? And what's it like if we do that from this place of self-love? If we create our whole lives from a place where we know that we are loved, we know that we are supported, and we allow for that to flow through. And I love seeing this happen not only on an individual level, which certainly we get when the sun is coming through. The sun is a beacon for our own individual experiences. And it also connects us with the collective, with all of these outer planets that are present here. And even this awareness that as we embrace our own self-love and as we shine it into the world, we are making a tangible difference to other people too. We are modeling it. We are showing how to do it. And we're showing how wonderful it is. And it almost creates this feeling of, wow, well, if I can have a life that looks like that, why wouldn't I want that? So it has this feeling of upward mobility to me, and this natural way of radiating and spreading this out into the world. So I really encourage you to take that message on board as much as it makes sense for you, or in whatever way it makes sense for you, and to bring that self-love to yourself, because you know it will help you, you know it will make your life better, and because you also know it's going to make things better for all of us. And isn't that what we want? So I also want to take a peek here at another configuration that I found wonderfully supportive as the month opens. So we also have the moon down here at 15 Scorpio in a trine with Mercury, and both of these planets in a sextile with Venus down here in Virgo. And again, I took notes on this one because the message that came through was a very clear sentence. And that sentence was about the power of positive thinking. Create a safe mental space to go deeper into your feelings by gently and sweetly redirecting even your smallest of thoughts towards hope. And when I look at this configuration here, and I love an alignment of the moon and Mercury. Both of them are in water signs. Mercury is in Cancer in the moon sign. And it's coming to the end of its retrograde. So it's also at a wonderful power point, a choice point, a real, almost a decision where we're getting to decide what we want to take forward, and particularly what mental, emotional patterns we want to take forward. The moon in Scorpio is encouraging us to go deep. It's just past the first quarter point. So we have a feeling that we are making a choice to move into something new, or perhaps even that we've just made a choice, maybe even unconsciously, to move into something new, and now we're starting to grow it. With that alignment between the moon and Mercury, it's an alignment between mind or head and heart. It's an alignment between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And it does allow for us to go deeper into our feelings. if we're able to create a safe space in our thoughts to do that, a safe and supportive space in our thoughts to do that, noticing how our thoughts can enable us to feel, they can give us permission to feel, even having simple affirmations like, it's okay for me to feel this, I'm here to feel this, I am safe, I recognize this is a feeling, I recognize this is passing through. These are all supportive thoughts that allow for us to go deeper into our feelings. And what I love here is that we have Venus coming in with a sextile to both of these planets. And this really gives that sense of sweetness and that positivity of choosing to create these positive thoughts to allow us to experience our emotions in more beautiful ways. And seeing this message that we are being asked to gently and sweetly redirect even the smallest of our thoughts towards hope. It's that Venus and Virgo energy, really being able to notice the small, being able to notice the detail, being able to bring beauty to the small, bring beauty to that wonderful detail, bringing beauty to our, I guess, to our mind, to our thoughts, to our language, to how we talk towards ourselves, how we interact with ourselves about our emotions. So redirecting those thoughts away from things that, again, feel heavy or feel like snags. I'm really getting that word snag, a thought that feels like a snag, like a banana peel that you're just tripping up on, where you're just going along and suddenly you have this thought of, I can't do this, and then, oop, you stop. I kind of imagine there's that moment, and if you are, I had this experience once where I was doing a handstand, and I've been wanting to do a handstand my whole life, and somehow I just pushed up into a handstand. I was holding it perfectly, and suddenly I had this little thought that was like, you know what you're doing here, and boop, like down I came. It was that little banana peel. So rather than engaging with that thought, just being able to direct it into this simple, wow, how interesting is it that this is happening? How cool is it that I've done this? How cool is it that I've come up into a handstand? And not needing to project it into the future, but just bringing a little bit of gratitude to that moment, to that experience. So catching those tiny little snags, and in that moment, just bringing some positivity, bringing some beauty, appreciating that thought, appreciating the opportunity you have to change the thought. There's something really beautiful about that. And then the last thing I want to highlight is just over here, we have this dwarf planet, which is a trans-Neptunian object, and it's named Varuna. Varuna after a Hindu god, ruler of the sky, and an embodiment of divine authority. And I don't often cover dwarf planets, but I do when they're in the same sign as the sun. And in particular, we're going to get a conjunction between these two that's really going to bring that energy to the forefront of our awareness. And that's going to happen around early August. So again, if you want to tune into more around that date and what you can expect then, you're welcome to come along for the second part. But just to get a sense of the energy that's already building and present as the month begins, Varuna is very much about self-sufficiency, mastery, sovereignty, and natural law. And while this feels very heady in some ways, there's also a powerful emotional connection. It's not so much about changing the nature of emotions or even about how we think about emotions, but about being able to stay in this place of peace and love as our emotions flow through. And this helps us stay with what's true, because love is always true. And it opens the doors to wisdom, to order, to honesty, and to justice. As we do this, we can stand more confidently in the center of our lives. And that's really what it's all about when we're looking at the sun and we're looking at Leo. So this energy of Varuna and Leo really coming through and enabling us to stand with that full sovereign power. Sovereign is such a great word for Varuna. It's a great word for Leo. It's a great word for the sun. So it tells me that sovereignty is going to be a wonderfully rich theme to explore over the course of the month. To just really have that feeling of, I am fully in my body. I am fully in my energy. I am fully in my life. I am fully aware of everything that is coming up for me and through me. I accept it. I love myself. I'm going to allow it to flow. And as we do that, we move into self-mastery. We really get to know ourselves on a deeper level. We stop worrying. We stop being stressed out. We stop creating stories around what we think we need to do or who we think we need to be. And we allow ourselves to just be more present in the generous moment that is right now. It's always now. And true self mastery is allowing yourself to be wholly present now. So it feels like this is an opportunity that we'll all get to experience. And I love looking at how these things all work together, that we're really getting to learn that self-love is this beautiful form of abundance. We're getting to rewire our thoughts, to reconnect them with our hearts so that we can spread self-love within our own nervous system, these different brains that we have, learning how to consciously redirect that. And then as we do that, we are becoming masters of being ourselves, which is really, at the end of the day, what it's all about. So thank you so much for joining me. I invite you again to tune into part 2 if you want a more detailed look at what this month holds for you. And you're also very welcome to join me. I write weekly posts on Substack looking at the cosmos, how I personally experience them, the insight flows through. And I offer monthly classes, chances to get together. And I also do one-on-one sessions, and I'd love to see you and help you explore the opportunities that are showing up to your life and really help you open your heart to be with them. You deserve a life that is filled with more joy, and you absolutely have the power to create it. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you, and I'll see you next time.